My name is Kelsie Stoker. I'm 22 years old, and my novel, Silenda, was published by the Arkbound Foundation on the 1st of April 2024. Silenda follows a group of young adults trying to find their place in the grey area of a black and white world. We follow the Luxes and the Umbras who don't believe in an afterlife, and the Luxes that do. This novel is about trying to find peace in fluidity and accepting each other regardless of our beliefs. I'll read the blurb for you just now. Horatio is not a hero. Truthfully, he is not a lot of things, but he is lost in a world divided by the light and the dark. Horatio's family are Luxies, believers in the afterlife, whereas his best friend is an Umbra, a believer in eternal nothingness. Caught in the middle, Horatio is unsure of where he stands. When a terrorist attack strikes the city, his powerful uncle recruits him to find the culprit, alongside his best friend, a girl with no memory, a grumpy computer geek, a man named after a bird, and the city's most famous supermodel. Horatio uncovers a vicious underground organisation trying to exploit the most terrifying truth of all: what really happens when we die. I'm going to read an extract for you now from the first chapter. Chapter 1. The Feared Thing. I used to believe in the light like a vampire believes in the dark. I suppose it became about survival. That was when I was a Lux, when my faith lay beyond black leather and dangly earrings. Before my earphones and a deafening saxophone solo became my only refuge when the world got too loud. I used to believe in next. In a better place. A place beyond the dirt and the grime and the sickness. Beyond Randy Redding's sallow grey skin and yellowed fingers. A place where I wouldn't have to feel everything. Where Zeb's smile doesn't make my chest feel tight. When I roll over in cotton mornings, there's blood on my pillowcase. I have a recurring dream that I've been stabbed in the throat. My faith in the light used to ooze from me, and it was fear that drove the knife in deeper. No matter, I'll always be left with the scab that will never truly heal. It's too dark behind my eyelids at night. It's not even black, it's just nothing. There's no light to thread my flesh with an orange glow, it's just nothing. That's when my wound reopens, when the dark becomes too frightening to bear. Zebediah has traces of purple in his hair, weaving through the black like the glow of a harvest moon in a darkening sky. His skin, smooth like deep brown moonstone, reflects the yellow tones in his hazel eyes. I watch him as he paces the roof, letting the blue wind sift through his jean jacket. It blows in his hair too. The sunset bleeds behind him, a purple sun. I wish I could be like him. I wish I could let go like he can. Feel the sky and know that I live beneath it. Breathe, Horatio. I have to remind myself to breathe. I'll just die if I don't. I trace the blue veins on my transparent skin. I always stare at my wrists when Zeb jumps onto the wall of the rooftop of the Grand Library. We're at least 20 stories high. I wonder how many times I've seen his indigo Dr. Martens perched precariously on the ledge of golden stone, and yet still I imagine myself in a little log boat travelling down a cobalt stream under a fleshy sky. Zeb says I can't see the world beyond myself. Even my greatest adventures lie beneath my own skin. He says I was designed for the world to colour me in, that my pale blue eyes and deathly white skin were made to be decorated in ink or exposed to the world's most beautiful sights. He says my piercings don't count, that it's like cutting holes in paper. Only colour can make a canvas art. Zebediah has lots of colours behind his eyes. It's hard to imagine that he believes in the dark. I may look like Dracula, but he is the real vampire. His flesh doesn't burn in the heat of the sun, but it rots there, aging and decaying into the abyss of darkness. The sun doesn't burn me either, but the darkness bursts and blisters with the same ferocity. Zeb is an Umbra. He believes it's dark when we die. That doesn't mean he's not afraid. I think he is. Sometimes I think he's afraid to be wrong too. It's eternity that scares him more than anything. His hand stretches through the wind, gesturing for me to join him, cream pearls on his muscular arms. He's steady on his feet. He trusts himself. I take his hand. He eases me onto the stone wall and we watch the stream of traffic far below us. Neon lights glow on the blue pavements as traffic lights orchestrate the flow of vehicles. Shades of scarlet lace the sky. When he drops my hand, I turn away from the earth below us and face back to the library, my feet still firmly on the ledge. I imagine I'm falling backwards for a violet sky, the wind weaving through my black hair. I wouldn't plummet, I'd just float, slowly and steadily falling for the air. The clouds would catch me like a plane in turbulence. I close my eyes. The sunset understands me. It swells in my heart. It doesn't know about itself, you see. It melts and weakens, and it's not one thing until it fades to black. It's undecided. It weeps in colour and lets the night take it with grace. Don't jump, Zeb cries, hopping off the ledge and back to the safety of the rooftop. He lights a cigarette and puffs smoke at the air. Why not, I always say. He knows I won't jump, and that I just want to hear what he'll say to stop me. Only a stake through the heart can kill a vampire, Harry. Zeb calls me Harry. You'll just be a bloodsucker in a wheelchair. I laugh as I jump from the wall and steal the burning thing from between his lips. I choke when I take a draw, crushing it under my foot soon after. He frowns. Supposedly most Umbras have a talent for numbing their feelings. There's not a corner in West Town absent of a liquor store or a neighbourhood without a drug dealer. Zebediah smokes a lot. Cannabis, tobacco, it doesn't really matter. It gives him something to blow back at the wind when the wind only cares to blow in his face. It's not easy to believe in the temporary, to believe that everything you work for, everything you are, and everyone you love will one day perish. It's not easy for me to admit that the light in my heart has been fading. My home in East Town is pretty in the sun, with my mother's dahlias flowering on the front porch. Angelo's tan skin is the picture of youth when he skateboards in Central Park. It's impossible to imagine the park without him, or autumn leaves falling without him. It's hard to imagine anything existing without them, without us. We are too alive. It would hurt my uncle the most if I moved away, if I moved to West Town or the Herb, if I became an Umbra. I wouldn't just be telling my family that I don't believe in a god or an afterlife. It would be like telling them I'm going to die, and that one day I'm going to depart this life and I will never be seen again. I can't extinguish everything I've ever dreamed I will be. I can't. You can buy Silenda on Amazon, Arkbound.com, Palavro.org, and on other online and in-store retailers. I think you'll love this one. Give it a read.